Oh, it says live, right, on our screen. Look at
Yep.
us. We're
Good,
fi
good.
You seeing it? We're figuring it out.
We are figuring it out
We're gonna
bit by
kinda
bit, piece by piece.
piece by piece, exactly. Saving lives one interview at a time, right?
Yep, that's
What's
right.
your new catchphrase? Is that
Yeah.
um
Well,
save
saving humanity one interview at a time.
yeah. I love us. Okay, watch. I'm gonna turn my phone on. All right, look at everybody. We're just going to kind of chit chat a little bit while we're waiting for people to join. We've had so many people reach out
Yep.
saying, they're excited to come in and jump in and listen. Everybody, I'm Eric Bailey. I am Kimberly's friend and soon to be like co-host, right? We're going to kind of
Yeah.
do more of these together, aren't we?
Yeah.
Obviously, you have the beautiful Kimberly Mosby here. She is the phenomenal best-selling author and host of the Unveiling Shadows podcast and Radical Truth Summit, which is coming up here on May 21st.
I know.
So
I'm so
excited.
excited.
It is
Yeah.
a free event, everybody, and she has 14 phenomenal speakers, and we're working on a very surprise guest. It is a virtual summit. It's an hour a day video, hour and a half. Some of them are. Um, I think there's one that's like 2 hours, right? But she
Yeah.
interviews all these different, like world renowned people from, yeah,
From
I think
all
I do
over.
know. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
I haven't taken my ADD badge. Probably should have taken them before. And so I'm really, really excited. This is our second live. We're gonna have some fun today. Um, all right, we're just waiting for things to kind of pull in. Look at that. We got our chat. Hey, if you are joining us, jump in and say hi, please. We wanna say hi back and we want to make sure. Oh, we've got a TI with hearts and a Jonathan saying hello,
Good.
joining us on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. We're happy to have you here. Um, oh, it's the TI Book Club. We know them. Hi. Hi,
Yes,
Chris.
we love that.
Hi, Chris. Well, Chris is actually one of the speakers that you interviewed, right? DJ
Yep.
Chris.
Yep. DJ
Um,
Chris.
yeah, that one's actually quite powerful. That one's pretty quite powerful. We're actually talking about Heretical Truth Summit right now, guys. We're gonna jump into a few things. We're just waiting for some others. Oh, here in Albania from Arkansas, still harassed and put through the surveillance daily. Love your interviews. Do you hear this?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm doing what I can, and hopefully we'll wake some people up, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Igor, how come I don't get a hi? What's up with
Hi,
that,
Igor.
dude? Hi, Igor. Thanks for joining us. I get no love there, friend. What's that all about? Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. All right. TI here, pumped full of nanotechnology. We're gonna actually talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So, Kimberly, I'm so excited. Um, let's see. Oh, I wanted to ask you real quick before we
Okay.
jump in. She's got a topic today.
Okay.
Kimberly has been reading a lot of the comments recently, and we've been making sure that she sees certain ones. I mean, she responds and looks at all of everything, but
Yeah.
um, you have touched a lot of people. You
Thank
really
goodness.
have.
That was the whole goal, saving humanity one interview at a time.
It's it's really heartfelt to see, you know what I mean? All the comments that are like, thank you for speaking out. Your
Yeah.
bravery is phenomenal. So that's what we're here to do, right? Our very best, provided we don't get taken down, because they're
I
listening.
know. They are listening and
It's not
watching
something to laugh
everywhere.
at.
Yeah. There's no privacy. With the Patriot Act, we have no privacy. Once that gets repealed, that would be great. I would love that.
Which we learned is somebody in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So people who don't know, Kimberly is a targeted individual. Obviously, we met because she wanted somebody to help her promote her book, Unveiling Shadows of Coercive Control. And I met Kimberly and was like, I don't believe this. Like this no, this is crazy. And over the past year, I've fell in love with this woman. She's my number one. She's my person. If anybody watches Grey's Anatomy, and she's opened my eyes. So but I still personally, guys, and you can love me or hate me for it, but I'd still rather keep my head in the sand. It's hard to listen to Kimberly's interviews every day because like
Yeah,
I don't want to hear this, guys. Like this, I'd rather live in my pixie fairy world. But I think that's the point, right? Is you're trying to reach not just TIs, but
correct.
the world as a whole so
Public
that you can,
awareness.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go, public awareness.
Public
Um,
awareness about the targeting individual campaign. And
yeah.
so that's why I refer to myself as a targeted survivor, because I survived in order to be a voice for people who can't speak for themselves, or are still being silenced, or still stuck in victim mode, that need to step forward and into the light, I guess,
Mhm,
you know?
mhm.
So yeah,
Well, you're doing it, and I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of
thank
you.
you.
My heart just melts. Okay, so we are gonna jump in today. Your topic, what you want to talk about, is MK Ultra, right?
Yeah, I want to talk about a little bit of MK Ultra, because with all of the positive comments on YouTube and other platforms, which I'm incredibly grateful for, because that means that I've achieved my goal. There have been some negative comments about people still calling me crazy. And the thing about negative comments on TI's page is that it's not productive and it's not helpful, because what happens when you're targeted, you are systematically abused, AKA tortured. And when you pass a negative comment onto another TI, calling them crazy when that is actually part of the program. And the video that I'm referring to is when I pulled my body cam footage, and there
Mhm.
was a person who unleashed on me in the comment section of that, calling me crazy. And so, what happens when you put a person into shock? So when I ran out of that alleyway from that man nearly ripping my head off, that was 6'2", it created trauma. And MK Ultra is a trauma based program where once you're in that state of trauma, they can make you do, say, feel, think anything they want you to. And so by me saying I probably owned all of those homes on the block, and then said that sounds crazy, well, they put that into my brain.
Mhm.
They can subliminal message, they can put thoughts in your head, they can disturb your sleep. This is a satanic cult program brought to you by your local law enforcement. And so I think that if people really are serious about educating themselves, instead of making a negative comment on any TI's page, I don't care who it is, don't do it. You need to go to educateyourself.org, or educate-yourself.org. We'll put it in the chat, and do some research. Because if you think this couldn't happen to you, it definitely can. So
What is
I'm
it? Educate yourself or
educate
educate.
dash yourself, educate-yourself.org.
Okay, I'll put that in here.
Yeah. A gentleman named Rich in Australia gave Igor and I that website. Although when he said it, we started laughing, because because that's what people need to do, is educate themselves. It's not that hard to wrap your brain around it once you know, and then you need to learn how to protect yourself. So I would also like to speak about that, because in one of my comment strings, I think it was on Substack, someone asked if I've ever heard of a sucker punch. And I want to talk about what a sucker punch is. It's a device. Yeah, I mean, you would like go like that. It's a device where you take a copper ring, which you can purchase. I'll put the link to the YouTube video where I watched this man take the copper ring, um, wrap it with coil with wire, a certain gauge wire, and then he puts a crystal in it.
Oh,
And what that does is it sends out a shock wave, which will protect you from any chemtrails, any nanoparticulates, any EMF frequencies within a couple mile radius. And so this is really important because Mother Nature will always give us what we need. It'll give us medicine through herbs. It will give us healing through crystals, through sound baths, through several modalities. So I really want people to learn how to protect themselves in the least expensive way possible, because you can do it through that hertz frequency, the 7.83, which is the Schumann resonance. You can protect yourself, and you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on an electronic device to do it. And this is where my hippie comes out, right? Where I say in some of my interviews,
your Reiki
I'm a
self.
hippie. I'm a hippie, but I don't
We're
necessarily dress like one.
We're
Um,
daughters of the universe. No, no, guys. You ever see her? Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, this woman is classiest. I'm looking for your the podcast episode. So I am listening to you. I'm
yeah.
looking for the numbers so we can tell everybody what that podcast interview episode is. Okay. So those rings you're talking about, those are the ones that you had hanging from your patio?
So those are different copper rings. This is an actual monsoon ring, and it's just like a round 2-inch spiraled ring. It's like a tensor ring, but it's larger. And
Okay.
then once you have to spin the wire, you put it in the end of a drill and spin a wire.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
then once that wire is coiled with that, you put intention into it, like while you're spinning it, you're saying only love and light resides here, only love and light resides here. I know this is going to sound woo woo to a bunch of people, but I watched an hour long YouTube video. I'm going to tell you what the guy's name is. Uh, Muna's Magic, Life
Muna?
Force, Muna's Moonas Magic, Magica, and then it's a Life Force Energy Healing. And so, for some of you targeted individuals that are getting hit with the electronic harassment, I would urge you to purchase the coils. They'll cost you about $100. The wire is probably 10. I'm sure you can find that at any local hardware store. And then obviously you'll have to go out and find a crystal that resonates with you. But he's a beautiful man. I don't know the woman who's filming that. I'm assuming they're husband and wife, but the
Oh,
nature
these
will
are
always
beautiful.
give us what we need.
That's where you were gonna say you're going into your hippie self, and I got us distracted. So what do you because she does. She's not joking about this stuff. She has it all over her place. Like whether it's
I have
this
lots
or
of crystals.
crystals, she protects herself with Mother Nature's energy, right?
Yep.
And this is kind of what helps you keep those frequencies away.
Yes, exactly. And
Okay.
keeps you grounded. Obviously, in the TI community, even DJ Chris in our interview talks about grounding, microdosing. So yeah, and so if people are really being tormented with this stuff, I really urge you to look at some holistic healing and other pathways besides any pharmaceutical. Just stay away from the institutions.
Because they can't put nanotech in nature.
Yeah.
Is that
I mean, they can with their chemtrails and stuff, but apparently
okay?
this device, I ordered the rings. I haven't built it yet, but when I do build it, I'll do a little, yeah. So I think it will be cool. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like.
So, okay. So how does this work, Kimberly? I'm how is it that something can like put these wavelengths or the in my brain? Like is it I can't wrap my head around it. So how does it work? Like how is my brain being changed because of all of this?
All of the metals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. They can, in fact, there's a guy I follow. His name's Gecko Pico, and he's in Australia too, I believe. And he said, ever wondered what they can see from basically the fusion centers from your eyes? And it shows the person walking down the street, and their brain is in a column on the left hand side of the screen. So a lot of people don't know that this technology exists, and it's as far as it is. But with them spraying everything and you're growing your food in it, nanoparticulates are like extremely small. You can't really see them. So if they get inside your system, then they have the ability to put you on the IoT. I call it the IOBOT, the Internet of Things of Bodies.
Internet of bodies of
Yeah,
things.
IOBOT. Yeah, Internet of
Internet
Body
of
of Things is what I call it. But Tiffany and I talked about it. They're calling it the IEE now, the Internet of Everything Everywhere. And then that's why they built the huge fusion centers, the underground facilities, so they could monitor and surveil people. And so you have no privacy,
Is
basically.
this kind of what Chris was talking about in his interview with the fourth revolution,
Yeah.
fourth industrial
Yep.
revolution, where
Fourth Industrial Revolution. Absolutely. Yeah. He's got
can
some
you
great
give us a quick
information.
explanation of that?
The
Well,
the fourth
because yeah, I
industrial.
want they now, guys. The reason her Radical Truth Summit, the reason these specific interviews are you have to register for them is because they're actually behind our firewall. Because the topics are so sensitive that they won't we can't put it up, right? It'll be taken down immediately. So that's why this is all kind of put behind a firewall. Again, it is a free event. And one video goes out every day for 14 days, and hopefully we'll get our surprise guest here. But that's Chris talked about it. It was like he talked about the first few industrial revolutions, the wheel and the steam engines, and now it's basically
And the
the
third was the computer,
yep,
the internet, and now it's like the human, the brain and computer interface is basically what he was. The quantum
basically
entanglement.
connecting
Yeah,
us to
yeah,
the internet of body of things.
yeah. The quantum entanglement. Hi,
And so
Matson.
this can cause my mind, this can cause me to react or respond in strange ways that I never would have before. And that you believe is what was happening to you when this guy assaulted you. I
Yeah.
gotta find that interview number.
It's like they frame you and they set you up. The gang stalking is people watching you, but
Uh-huh.
then the local law enforcement are involved in it. So they are part of the program. It leads back to the Freemasons. I watched a really good video today that Gecko Pico put up about a gentleman who was a TI, and the person that was basically his best friend was a
Okay.
handler of his. And once that handler told him that it was a sheriff's program, then he ended up being unalived. His friend did. So, it was not a good situation for him. What? We are
I'm
human
not
experience.
laughing at you. Look at the comment right there. I heard if you wear a Sun Devil
The
hat,
devil's
you're
got you're
safe.
safe. Yeah. Yeah.
Go Devils. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah. So anyway, they offed the guy that told him
Ooh,
about the
really?
program. Yeah, they killed his best friend
Ugh.
because he told him that they were targeting him and that it was part of a program.
It's so they unlived him?
They unalived him.
They unalived him?
He was
Oh my
36 years old. He was 36 when they unalived his friend.
oh,
And
that
that's
makes no
why
sense.
he's coming out and speaking out against it. It was an hour video, and he sat there and called out people's names. And the thing in the that's what we need to do. We all need to collectively start calling it out when we see it. And even at the end of his video, he said we need to come together as a community, which is why I
Mhm.
said what I said about people leaving negative comments on other TI's web platforms, because If you don't know that this technology exists, then you aren't allowed to say anything at all, especially if it's not
Mm-mm.
nice. So if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, you
Well,
know.
that's just the right way to treat humanity. But do you think that
It
it's
could have been
possible that these people who are post, these negative comments that you get, which again is very few and far between.
very
Like
few.
most
Yeah.
most of what you get is absolutely like makes me want to
Heart
cry
wrenching. It does. Yeah.
because I know a year ago where you were and where you are today in terms of your growth and the person that you've become and the strength. So it's like I know how wonderful it is, but it can be like you feel like you're being more attacked. I guess my question is, do you think that they are being
Paid.
forced, well, paid or forced or influenced to attack TIs for that reason?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the guy says it, and like they can be paid through cash, gift cards, checks, you know.
Oh, my dad was a Mason who loved chaos.
Yep. The Masons are in on it. The guy on, I suggest you guys go and look at Gecko Pico's Substack. He always has some really good stuff on there. And he's very positive. Infragard is,
Infragard. What's
yeah,
Infragard?
yeah, is funded by the sector 501c3.
It's a nonprofit organization funded by a private sector of the, what is this? What's
Well, most
Infragard?
of them are privately funded because it's private non-government organizations funding these groups for research and development. And who they're experimenting on is the citizens.
You should also know the president of the university, Michael Crow. Yeah, the university. Wow. Sorry, guys. I'm a Sun Devil, but don't. Really? Like this, these people seem so normal. Is it Jim? I
No,
think he did that.
they're not
Is it,
normal. They're psychopaths. They're psychopathic people who love power.
is that
So
why? I mean, is that the reason? Is that really the only reason? And this started with we kind of talked about the families, the families that control pretty much everything. It's all about power and money.
power, money, control, you know. But once they wipe out everyone, you know, in the world and they're just left, you know, to inhabit it, how boring would that be? You know,
My sound is off and on again consistently. Is this a problem? Are they trying to quiet us?
probably.
Oh, I don't know. Is anybody else like having audio issues in the video? Are you from Arizona? Lived in Arizona for quite some time. Yes, absolutely. I went to Arizona State. I am a Sun Devil. I'm a Sun Devil, man. Um I know. It's one of the things Kimberly loves about me is that I this is like especially ASU football.
And she's
Yeah.
sort of like a Harry Potter, you know,
But
geek.
that's I think that's what's interesting about it is this I
But I
live in
love that
like
about her. Yeah.
magical pixie fairy world where I want to bury my head in the sand, but then I'm seeing all of these people, you know, targeted since 2015, targeted since 2002. Uh, I I've lost 3 jobs because of this. Like this is happening
Yeah.
to people.
Yeah.
Okay, Israeli problem. They're like cult church members. But
Yes.
that's okay. So, are the
Yeah.
people who are doing these shitty things mind controlled to do it? And if so, who's doing that?
Yeah,
This is where, like,
who are
where
the
does it start?
puppets pulling the string? Yeah, well,
Who's
you
pulling
can
the
go
string?
to the Vatican and look at the Illuminati or the Club of Rome or the 13 bloodlines. Dean Henderson knows a lot about history. Like I only was made aware of some of this um, information when Igor had me listen to the Committee of 300 book. And it was a
Okay.
painful listen, but it was very educational. And he even told me they're going to mind control you to not want to read it. And he said, I'm going to ask you in 30 days. And if you still haven't done it, I'm going to ask you again. And he kept on me for about 3 months until I actually listened to the book. And then he gave me the Club of Rome. And then how the Illuminati make a mind controlled slave. In fact, I have that book somewhere. Right here.
So
Right
it's
here
just
it
a
is.
group. Oh, yes. The
Yep.
undetectable total mind control. So it's just a group of people. And so you also you watched like a 4-hour video. You did a really long pod too. We had to break it into 2 episodes about the Illuminati. Like
I did
this
this. I
this
did
all
this book.
stems from groups of people and rich and powerful people, like just because they're getting their rocks off.
And
Like
they're Satanists, so they gain more power, and they are like soul sucking vampires.
soul sucking vampires. They are. They are. Oh my goodness. Does anybody have questions? I'm guys, I'm not joking, and I
How
am
many?
not trying to
Yep.
make light of anybody's experiences, but
Hey,
I do
Joel.
struggle. Even for a year of going through this literally side by side with Kimberly, I have a hard time understanding. I don't even really know what questions to ask because I don't know what's happening. So if you have questions or if you have, comments, thoughts, who's Graham, I lost 3
Yeah.
jobs because of this, been employed over a year because of mind control, because of
For
targeting, gang
targeting,
stalking.
yeah, and the smear campaigns like Graham Bag, which thanks for jumping on here, everyone that's on here. I really appreciate it. But yes, um, the smear campaigns, the guy said in this video that they try to call him a pedophile, and then that or that he was a criminal or whatever. Like they, you know, tried to make me commit some violent act when all they could do when they controlled me kinetically was have me pull that power breaker. So which I'm still serving 14 months on court probation for, but that's the next video I'm going to do on the body cam footage, and I'm going to walk you through it because at the end of that, when they put me in the police car, I literally started bawling and I said, I was made to pull, I pulled the power switch because I'm trying to save my neighbors from directed energy, is what I said. And it will make people cry. It literally will make people cry. And so I want to
Yeah,
put that
that's
out there. There was
episode 30. Oh, yeah, episode 32 is the one where you show the body cam footage of when that guy assaulted
the
you.
first day that was
Yeah.
the first day. Then the very next day, they MK ultra'd me to have me pull that power switch so that they could put me in jail, in which they did. And then my estranged mother and my 2 estranged children showed up in the cops' body cam footage. I'm like, who called them? Why were they there at my condominium complex? Like
So what
it's
the first day they haul you away in a hospital van thinking that you thought you were going to the hospital because this guy attacked you, right?
yeah,
Guy, episode 32 is the one we're talking about. This guy attacked you. You thought they were taking you because of his assault, but they actually took you to do a mental health evaluation on you,
yes,
right?
they did. Yep.
And they did drug tests, they did everything. You were negative, she has proof of this,
Yep.
negative for everything, and then the
Yep.
next day, like, they're literally calling you crazy at
Yeah.
this point. And
Yeah.
then
And
the
so does
next
one of the
day, you
neighbors
do
the next
something
day.
completely out of character and get arrested.
Yep. And the neighbors in there are also calling me crazy because they're also on the body cam footage. And the reason that I can show this, each state's different, is only one party in the state of Utah um, needs to know that they're recording. The other person doesn't need to know that you're recording.
Good.
So that, yeah,
That's why we were able to put it up. Does
yep.
Kim get V2K? Was that voice to skull? Is that
Voice to
right?
skull. I used to get that a lot because they wanted me to obviously off myself, and then they would come in and put my dead daughter's voice in my head to have her say, "It's going to be okay, mom. It's going to be okay," or whatever. Just who would do that? But yes, I don't get it now that I'm out of Salt Lake Shitty, which is what I'm going to call it because that's what it was for me. And yeah, but I'm hoping that the sucker punch will get rid of the rest of the little bit of a auditory effect or electronic harassment that I still get.
Do you
So yeah,
talk about B2K in your in the summit at all?
yes, we talk
Yeah.
about voice to skull in some of one of them. I don't know if I do that in Dr. Jack Krus's interview or not, but we do talk about the MK Ultra and his connection with Dr. Delgado and how he was experimenting on monkeys. And then Dr. Jack Kruse, when connected with Dr. Delgado, Dr. Delgado said, you don't need to put implants into the monkey's brain to get it to do what you want. You can use chemical and directed energy. And so we're at MK Ultra 5.0 or higher. They always change the name. MK Naomi. They'll always try to change things up because they don't want people openly discussing these sick, twisted, nefarious acts against humanity. And really, what needs to happen is we need a Nuremberg 2.0 for all of these people um, doing this hunger game against humanity. That's what it feels like. You feel like you're
Mm.
being tortured.
So you talk about these things, guys. Again, her summit is any who here is actually registered for the Radical Truth Summit for the free summit. It starts on the 21st. 14 speakers, about an you get a new video every day. These are behind closed doors. Nobody else can access it. You have to be registered in
In
order to
order
watch
to
it.
view them, yeah,
Yep,
you have to be
because
registered.
we can't publish that. We can't put them out there, guys. Like
They'll take
we
them
can't.
down.
No, anywhere. That's why it's behind kind of our own firewall there. But I dropped the link in the chat. I hope you guys can see it. It's Radical Truths Summit,
Yeah,
RADICALTRUTHS Summit, SUMMIT. I screwed that
it's
up
gonna
so many
be
times. When
it's
we were
going to
doing the
be
creative, I
amazing.
screwed it up so many times. But you'll probably say that that happened because they were trying to keep me from doing it right. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
It
Like
could be. It really could be. She did warn me, guys, in the very beginning, day
I
one.
did.
She said, sitting next to or across from me at that point in a restaurant as we're talking, she couldn't even look at me in the eye. She goes, if you take this on, that you will become targeted. They will come after you and try to make you silence me. And it's things I've never thought. Like literally what? Like 2 weeks later, got into a car accident.
Yep.
Like we started like things just went nuts from that point. It was but I don't my
Financial,
husband is
remember
yeah, I'm
remember
still
that
gonna
guy that remember the guy that sent you the bounced check?
that was
Remember?
right. Oh my that really was okay. So yeah, that was we met in May. That was in October. And it just almost took us like completely almost destroyed my business.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even put the possibility of that two and two together. They're the most evil people
Yeah.
on the planet. Ugh, never. Hey, we got another truck driver here. Hey,
Yeah.
Mark.
Good.
Yep. Chris, the V2K was so bad. I wrote a book about it. Oh
Oh,
God, did they try to
here.
silence your book, Chris? Because they tried to silence Kimberly's. Like, I don't know, like how. Yeah, they tried to silence Kimberly's.
So
Um, yeah, if you're gonna be joining the summit, dude, like drop a note or something in the comments. We want to see. It's insane how it is growing. This is a first of the kind event, right? Like
yeah. Hey,
we've never seen anything like this.
hey,
So
Patrick. Patrick, I'm
hey
so glad you're
Patrick.
on here. Thank you for joining. And Igor says Vadim Shugalov did 25 years of research on the Illuminati and visited over 200 countries before he wrote his book. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. So wait. Okay. Nuremberg. This what? You
It
said
needs
it.
to be your
We need
book.
the
I'm
second
sorry, Matson, about that, about the chemical portion of it. So that's why I talk about the Lucifer yellow in some of my stuff. Like a lot, all of this stuff is in my book, and
Hmm.
it very much reads like a diary. Um, it's a bestseller on Amazon, even though it took us a year to get it on there. They were fighting us and telling me I didn't have the rights to publish my own book, which was interesting. But that's
Yeah.
another part of the targeting program.
They just didn't want your messaging. Well, I mean, also because like you come from a very rich and powerful family in Salt Lake City,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So the fact that you're putting this out there, speaking negatively about people who are still very high up in the
Church
legals
and
and
the
church
yeah, well,
and
church and
political
state aren't
scene.
separated there. They're probably not separated in any state if people start doing their homework. They're like infiltrated with Masons and Mormons. The Mormon religion is very much like Masons. You know, I don't know if they eat children behind closed doors or not.
What? It would Oh, you did talk about that in your video, didn't you? In the
The
Illuminati one?
sacrifices, yeah.
Okay. What do you mean by a second Nuremberg? Like, again, there's
So when they did the Nuremberg the first time, all of these scientists went supposedly to prison, which they didn't. They just like sent them off, to spread them across the country. But they were basically in a court for crimes against humanity, like disgusting stuff. And this is the same sort of thing. Do I think that they'll be held accountable? No, I think we're going to have to become sovereign and get out of the system, get out of the judicial system, and become American state nationalists. So I will start doing my postings on how long it's going to take for me to do that, and what websites I had to go to for what to remove myself from the United States government incorporated, because they're using people, um, because they're selling their information, including their DNA. And once you remove
to
yourself,
who?
the research and development, they're like, they get paid. Yeah. You can buy
To
someone's
research
person.
just people, anybody? Like
Yeah,
just
without our consent. Yeah. So I'm going to yeah, Nuremberg Code, war crimes, illegal testing. That's correct. Monarch is not a dream. No, it's not. Yeah.
Hey, Igor, Mark's talking. Look at this. Do you have issues with this with your truck? Like
Yeah.
they make you like you miss your exits. I mean, I know that you've had some serious stuff happen, Igor. But like this happens for drivers too. That's scary. I
Yeah,
pass
it
a
is
lot of truck
scary.
drivers, people. It's subliminal and believing. Trust our own thoughts is difficult some days. I mean, I could see that if you're a TI and you've experienced like insane situations like you went through with your assault and then your arrest, like uh, not knowing, like, do you question that, Kimberly? Do you wonder like if you are yourself, like, or
Um,
if you are being controlled with your certain behaviors? Like, because there over the year that I've known you, there's things that have you done that you kind of got screwed on. Um,
yeah,
and but they're were very unusual for you. Like you're very good with, saving money, you know what I mean? And now like they've literally stripped
yeah,
you of pretty much everything. So do
yeah.
you ever question that? Like, are you yourself right now?
I
Like,
am now, but then it takes a minute, because these people will find out, because they can read your text messages. They can do all sorts of stuff. Like there is no privacy until that Patriot Act gets repealed. And like this guy said, only 23 out of the 1,600 Nazi scientists were held accountable. That's correct. And they probably shipped the other ones out to different countries to protect them, because if people really knew who they were, they, could do like public execution or something. Oh,
we gotta
yeah.
watch our
Of course,
words.
the
I
Jew
know, I know. I'm sorry. We gotta watch our words. We don't want them to take us down.
Oh, wait, sorry.
The EX word that you just said, we can't say.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm trying to protect you, my love.
Yeah.
We all get shadow banned. Yeah, actually, she's been taken down 3 times on TikTok. 3 times.
But that's when you know that you've hit a nerve, is when they're taking your stuff down, because people are watching you and what you're conveying. Because what I've noticed about every TI that I've had on my podcast is all of them are intelligent. They know what it's doing. Now they can look back and convey it in a way where it's like, hey, this is a big problem, because we're being experimented on without our consent, and we know that we are. And so I hope that more people come out and start telling their stories, whether it's on their platform, whether they come on mine at first and then I go on theirs. It's going to
Mhm.
be a group effort, I think.
So Tony Stark Felici, hello, darling. So no, actually, the videos will go up. I think we're gonna set them up at like 8 o'clock. This is for free registrants. And then you have 48 hours to watch them. VIPs actually they get them for lifetime. But for the free registrants, you got 48 hours to watch them, so you can watch it on your time. We'll send you out an email each day whenever you have the time. They at between 45 minutes to 2 hours. I think the max one is 2 hours. So
Two and
thank you
a
for
half.
asking.
It's
Yeah,
it's
two
two
and a
and a half.
half.
Yeah.
Well, after editing it probably goes down a little bit.
Yeah, that's very true.
Wait, okay, I see cars with one headlight everywhere with their brights on. Is this kind of like those triggers that you talk about, Kimberly?
Uh-huh.
Like the with their like the revving engines or the loud, is that like could that
Sensitivity
be one of those
campaigns.
things?
Yeah,
Okay.
sensitivity campaigns. Yeah, to give the targets, to trigger them. Yeah. Once you know what's happening, then you can navigate around it quite a bit. But yeah, so I still
Thank
get
you,
the
Mark.
mufflers and all of that.
So
Oh, yes, thank
mufflers
you, Mark. Thank you.
mufflers for you. Can you
My
share what you're
sensitivity campaign was mufflers, leaf blowers, where you'd have like 4 leaf blowers in a really small parking lot, all going off at the same time. Um, Car alarms, car horns. Um, yeah, just
Is this done
grills.
just to why? Why? Just to freak you out? Like, what's the purpose of a sensitivity
Yeah,
campaign?
yeah, just to get you on edge, because they want you to submit. Part of the program is to torture you to either unalive yourself or get you institutionalized um,
I'm not laughing at this, guys.
in a
Sorry.
mental institution or in prison.
Yvonne,
And
after being detained illegally in 2014 into a mental health
yeah,
institution for 10 days, I found 2 fraudulent files in my medical records. They tried to get them investigated for fraud and illegal detention. I'm assuming nothing happened. You can't put
yeah,
the state against the state, right? Like, um, freedom. What happened? Drop it. I'm trying to catch up on the comments, guys. There's so many of them. So if I'm not get into it, but I want to know, what
hey
happened with the
Kim.
investigation?
Yeah, well, I called
I'm
the
interested.
FBI twice,
FBI.
federally and locally. And I went down to see the FBI in person off of Amelia Earhart Drive in Salt Lake City. And I told the agent, what was happening to me. And he looked at me and said, "Do you want to know what I would do if I've been targeted?" And I was like, "You mother effer." And I said, "What would you do?" And he said, "I would take a water sample to ARUP, and I would hire a private investigator." I did hire a private investigator that charged me
How did he know your
$3,400
water was
to
being
do
tampered with?
anything. Exactly.
But you never talked to them. You didn't even say this, and they knew your water was being tampered with. But you can't get testing done as a
No,
citizen,
no,
right?
you can't get forensic testing done as a citizen. You have to be a lawyer, or you have to have an open a police department submit for forensic testing in the United States, is what I was
Seriously.
told.
What is a quantum satellite?
Well, they're using satellites. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so they can just beam the satellite right down at your brain. It's all, very sick and twisted. Hi, Lorraine. How are you?
Hi, Kimberly. Erica, you know Justice from YouTube or X? Justice from YouTube or X. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Um, Hi, Camp. You should be able to watch as soon as we get off. You should be able to watch it from the beginning. Um, it should. We'll see if it stays on. I actually, you know what? I have this recorded, and so if it does go down, I'm just gonna put it up in the summit.
Put it,
Let's
yeah,
just put it.
yeah.
Yeah, let's put it up at the summit. People
Okay.
can rewatch. So if you sign up for Radical Truth Summit, um, Tony,
We
if you're
can
still on, will you drop the link in here? I don't know if my links are coming through. Then you guys can have it. Thanks,
we could
Camp.
also put it on my webpage under the podcast page, which is unveilingshadows.com.
Yeah. They
And you
want to
can put it.
break your brain. Do we answer
Yes.
your question? I can't say everybody's. Hi, Lorraine. Home Depot does water testing? Really?
For chemicals?
Interesting. Although, oh, guys, so I don't know if y'all have seen the video where she did, and she was walking or going around, driving around in Utah, showing those devices, those
LVT, the live view
LVTs.
technology.
Yeah. So guess what, guys? Tell them tell them what happened.
So when I first moved here, once I left the state, there weren't any of the live view technology um, stations anywhere. So I went to the store on Tuesday where I have a PetSmart and a Natural Grocers there. And lo and behold, guess what shows up in the parking lot as a live view technology by the police department.
That wasn't there before in this small town, and there wasn't any recent because a lot of people were saying, "You're
There
welcome
weren't
to come
any
out."
recent, sure, and there's hardly any crime here. Like, why would they need to have that in that particular parking lot where they know I go to the grocery store and the pet store?
Lorraine, we're so glad you found her too. Though you guys don't understand. Like again, when I first met Kimberly, like she couldn't look me in the eye. And I didn't even realize, I don't know why I didn't put two and two together
It's
that
from
you
trauma.
you literally that seriously that incident you just got off, like the commissioner just said, I'm dropping your case, and we met a month later.
Hmm.
Guys, she couldn't look me in the eye. She had a really hard time looking up at you and speaking her because Kimberly's got a voice. I mean, this woman is like, I know her very, very closely and personally. And like she has no problem when she gets comfortable, but she couldn't look at me in the eye. And now look at her. Like
Yeah.
this is the survivor that you're talking about, right? Like you went from I'm trying to speak my voice to like you I'm going to speak my voice.
Yeah.
But I think the primary reason is because of all of these comments. The people that are like,
Yeah.
thank
I
you.
knew I wasn't alone. And I told you that when we met for lunch
Yep.
before you had decided to take me on as a client and then ended up being friends very, very soon after that. and I knew in my heart, I was like, if there was just one person that I can save to help them uh, know that they're not alone, then I have done a very good thing. You're gonna make me cry.
You have done a very good thing. It's honest to God, people, like this is the
Yeah.
only reason I asked her, what do you want to get out of this? And she said, I want to keep humanity from becoming a master and slave society.
Yeah.
She does this for you guys. She has gone through hell since she has started this even for you guys. So I want you to know really like she's here for you.
Yep.
I'm gonna cry too.
Mhm.
Testing is often specific to certain groups. I think we're going back to this Home Depot. What do they cover? Yeah, I want to know. We should look more into this um, Home Depot testing thing.
I
What
don't
about
think
big
oh,
conversation on TikTok? I don't know. Or big conversation at TikTok. I don't know what that's.
uh,
What is
I
that, sir?
don't know. They took me off TikTok like 3 times now, so that's how I know. Thanks,
Erica, I
Mark.
can't find you at YouTube. What the fuck? Meaning I don't have a channel? Oh, that's because I don't have a channel. Aw, thanks, Mark. She is beautiful. You are beautiful. Um, okay, so
That's Patrick saying that he can't find you on YouTube, by the way.
oh,
He's the.
the okay. Hi, Patrick.
Mhm.
Um, oh, I keep pushing things. I'm pushing buttons. Pushing buttons. Um, all right. Let's talk about guys, what do we want to talk about? Drop some comments in here. We have a little bit of time left. What do we want to talk about? All right. So what are the topics on the summit? So we've got Dr. Jack Cruz. Am I saying that
Yep,
right?
yep.
Who is like phenomenal. She's got some of the most brilliant people on
Dr.
this.
Sansone, he's
Yeah.
been, legislating, and he's a psychologist, and he knows what's happening with this PSYOPs program and this targeting program. I've got Amy Holm, Tiffany Fontenot. She's a reverse speech analyst. She has some really interesting things. I've got Dr. Nicholas Corin. He's a healer. He heals through vibration, and he corrected me when I said frequencies because they're two different things. Dean Henderson, he talks about the bloodlines and the Illuminati.
Oh, that
I
one's interesting. That
Yeah,
was really freaking interesting.
yeah. Then I've got I'm forgetting some. DJ Chris.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got him on there. We've got Chomi Prague. She
Mhm.
is a lawyer who had her children taken away from her by the state. Then we have Kathy Meadows. She wrote a couple books. They're on Amazon about targeting. One's called "Mom, I'm a Target," and we talk about telling what not to do, telling your family if they're not in on it, because a lot of them are being brainwashed or are talked to behind closed doors to make other people think there's something wrong with you when there isn't. um, Dr. Len
Yes, we
Bear.
want the full story with saved evidences.
Yeah.
We
So,
wanna prove this stuff is happening, guys. We wanna prove that that's why she talks to so many people, and we'll get back to your speakers in a second. That's my ADHD friend. We wanna prove this stuff is happening. So, like, if you have things to share, share it because she will expose it,
yeah.
in the places that she can. And again, that's why we're trying to build this kind of back behind the scenes community, because it's not like the things that get taken down are insane. Okay, sorry. Dr. Corinne, doesn't he talk? Did we already say Dr. Corinne? We
I
talked
already
about
said him. So I was
okay.
going with Dr. Len Bear. He talks
Oh
about
yes.
Savannah syndrome, and it comes from, obviously electronic stimulation, rattling our brains around in our head, which is always really nice. James Radusky, he's getting the PrEP Act repealed. That's his mission, because that's part of our them being able to experiment on civilians without their consent.
Okay, kind of what you were
Jesse
talking about.
Beltran is also doing the same thing. He does the RF scanning, radio frequency scanning for the foreign bodies, aka implants. And then Brandon Iglesias is. I talked to him like it'll be 2 years
That guy
ago.
is
He's
brilliant.
brilliant. Yeah. He
Like
he
he
says
had to dumb it down a little bit, you could tell.
he
Oh
said
my gosh,
he says he's
brilliant.
just an engineer, but he's a bioengineer. So, and I also follow him on my Substack. So, When I first talked to him about 2 years ago, it'd be 2 years in August, I said, I need to be able to dumb down this for people. What do I say to them? Because I literally was kinetically controlled to do something against my will. And he said, ask anyone if they've heard of wetware. And I was like,
Ew.
that's, I don't think that's gonna help me. So, but he's extremely intelligent. So I think that everybody will enjoy the um, all of the interviews.
Mhm. And
Saving
there's
humanity
a whole
one interview
community
at a
behind
time.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a whole community behind it. You can ask questions. You can speak your truth uh, without worry because again, she owns the community. It's literally locked behind her own closed doors. Did you see this one?
Oh, you're gonna make me cry, Mark. Well, I'm I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful. If I can save one person and let them know that they're not alone, then I have done my job. And now hopefully we'll wake up some of the general population about some of this stuff and they can go start researching it for themselves. So thank you so much.
Aw.
I know.
Grounding helps the heart too. Um. Oh, we have similar stories. Oh my gosh.
Mm, I know.
Yeah, guys, thank you. Again, coming from this side of things, seeing all of the support. Salt water in the ocean cleansing radiation. What?
Yeah.
Salt water in the ocean can cleanse radiation?
Yes, yes, it can. Salt is a great tool. So that's why I try to go to the beach every single day. Not every single day, every single week, because I can't get there. It's like 40 minutes from me, but I try to go on Sunday. And yeah, so thank you for that post.
Is that what? So I was told to have a like a little piece of Celtic sea salt every day. Like just is that like salt is really that cleansing?
Yeah, salt is very cleansing for the nanotechnology. It doesn't like salt. There's other things it doesn't like. But Mark, we do have similar stories, varying degrees of similar, but yet, yeah, individually varied attacks. I agree with that.
Oh.
Um, yeah,
But if you look like all the stories of the people who you've interviewed, like it's insane. I mean, to me, I don't it's insane. But I'm still waking up,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
I'm still waking up. Which is again, the people we're trying to I guess tell the story to everyone. We want people to recognize people like me who are, like, is this conspiracy bullshit? Like, again, I am not making light of anybody's situation. I am full of love and light. Like I'm here to support you too. Otherwise I wouldn't be with Miss Kimberly knowing that,
yeah,
anything could happen.
yeah.
But it's still hard. That's why we're doing this, I guess, together is because I'm trying to understand. And I think if she can explain it to me, and help me still wrap my head around it, you really are going to help other people see who are not necessarily,
Targeted yet.
targeted. Yep. Oh,
Targeted
there we
yet.
go.
We're all targets.
Epsom salt takes out the toxins. This is why you always had Epsom salt by your bathtub when I would come visit.
Now
She
I'm
would always have Epsom
n-
salt for
n-
me.
Now I mix it. Now I mix it with baking soda and borax along with the Epsom salt and magnesium because if you go to Brandon Iglesias's channel, he'll tell you that what to use. And I also wash my clothes. I put in my laundry baking soda and borax
Mhm.
along with natural detergent. I don't ever use Tide, nothing like that because it
Mhm.
all has nanotechnology in it.
Did you see that one?
Oh, thank you. Moon Fry.
That's a
It's-
good name. It's a good
I
handle.
love
How
all
do
the
I take
names. You
the
guys can come
salt?
up with some good
Notion
ones.
near air. No. So you can like I was told if you get Celtic sea salt, like that's like the purest that you can get. And just take.
Baking soda is cheaper. If you want to get your body completely alkaline, I would put a quarter of a teaspoon in a warm glass of water before you go to bed and do it for a week and then let me know how that feels, Lorraine. But
Yeah.
Celtic
No,
sea salt,
how
any
much
salt.
baking soda? Baking soda.
Yeah,
Oh,
baking
yeah,
soda.
yeah. You told me to take this when I got really sick, when I got COVID, right? That's right.
Yeah.
The baking, and yeah, that kind of makes sense. Aw, thank you, Raksha. Yeah, you know what? We are a good mix. We're completely different people, but we're still the same. Like we have this
I think
for
he's
some.
referring to the
No,
salt
he's
bath
talking about
mix.
us. Yes.
He is talking
I'm
about
gonna
that.
take it that way. See how we see things so differently. I'm like, oh yay, they love us. And you're like, no, Erica, you're talking about the mix of shit. I wash my clothes with borax. I will add baking soda.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually that's what I've been using, Lorraine,
yeah.
because that's what yeah, she told me. She actually did a video about this like in the very beginning, but that was a short and it was taken down. Your channel was taken down. I got it somewhere. But she gives a mix of what she uses to wash her clothes and stuff. Wow. I can't keep up with these. All right, guys. Oh, happy to be here with you girls. I found your
Matson, thank you.
isn't that wonderful? Okay, guys, honestly.
Thank you for being here. I'm so glad
Oh,
all of you showed up today because,
yeah.
you get a little nervous wondering if people are going to show up,
Yeah.
especially because this is my second live show. So this one's even better than the first. So thank you.
Yeah, it is. What is DEWS? Dues? Am I saying
Freedom
dues?
Fighter. I think I follow you on some channels.
Yeah,
Directed energy weapons.
my channel. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. We do floors, walls, ceilings, and the
Mhm.
rented property I live in.
Yep.
So, like,
I've heard of that
interesting.
before when the landlords are part of it. Yeah. And then these criminals are getting free rent while we have to pay while being tortured. Like how fair is that? It's not. None of this is. I mean, honestly.
No, here we go. Does anyone have experience in synthetic telepathy? I can't believe I couldn't say that. Does anyone have experience V2K and synthetic telepathy? I don't know what does that mean? See, again, guys, this is all like you're speaking eh, Arabic to me.
Yeah. So I had the V2K, and the subliminal messaging where they want me to like harm my animals, throw them off the balcony. They had my deceased daughter in my head. Um, I don't hear that here where I'm at. Like they've stopped doing that as much. And when
I think
the
it's 'cause it's
AI,
old.
because they use AI with this stuff now, I just tell it, I set my boundary in my head and I'm like, you can't do this stuff without my consent. And then sometimes I tell it to F off out loud.
You speak it into existence, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's just because that's harder now that you're not in Salt Lake City, that it's like because there's not so many of those little machines around and stuff that it's just they can't necessarily get to you, or just
Well, there
because
there are
they're like
there
she's not here? I don't
there are Gwyn towers everywhere. You're never going to get away from it. You can move to any state, any city in the world, and they'll follow you there. In fact, while we're speaking, I have this clicking going in my ear. It's like a pulse, which is
really
where they put the implants.
in
So
your you
um,
mean in your
in the
teeth?
canal.
Oh.
No, well, I have the
Oh,
double
yes,
crown.
I've seen some people share about they'll put them in your ear canal, and, like, they've
Uh-huh.
actually shown, like,
Yeah.
videos, and, oh, my ears itch now.
Yeah, as
No, we
I'm
put my
sitting here,
husband
it's
can.
it's kind of clicking. You can hear it sometimes depending on how bad they're trying to zap you, which is just, I mean, these criminals are just disgusting.
But why?
They're
Because they want you
cowards.
to shut up? Like,
Yes, yes. They want me to stop talking, and I'm not going to. I won't today. I didn't yesterday, and I certainly won't stop talking tomorrow. So that's just what it's going to be.
Well, she won't. She won't until she sees some massive change. They contaminated my tub, my water, and my Epsom salt. Is this in the rental property? Like, how do they do that? They just come in like again. But you had people coming into your place. Like you got it on. Did you get it on video or something?
I knew they were
Or
coming into my place, and so I had my locks changed. It's all in my book.
yeah, it is
They
in her book.
they were trying
Unveiling
to
Shadows of
enter
Coercive Control. You can get it on Amazon or her website.
then they were trying to struggle to get into my, apartment with the old keys because they didn't have the new keys at that point. They were standing at the door trying to get in, and I watched them do it. I didn't get it on video, but then after that, I definitely started recording. I'm like, "These people, what the F is going on here?" And they acted more crazy than I did, but they wanted me to be institutionalized for
Mhm.
360 days against my will. Now go
Mhm.
think about that.
She had to fight for her freedom. And she's still fighting. I mean, but here's the thing. I guess we all are.
We all are.
We,
We're all
we're
target.
all.
Yeah. Some are just targeted a little bit differently than others, until you actually understand it.
Oh, okay. That's what we mean by synthetic. Okay, thank you. Thank you for putting those two together for me. So MK Ult is the synthetic telepathy. It's based that's what it means. Is it's the they're sending these. Oh, don't worry, Moonfry. It should actually be up still for a little while. Who we'll see. Like again, she gets targeted, taken down. She is a targeted survivor. But I am gonna put these last two videos behind under the Radical Truth Summit. I think I'm gonna upload them there just so that we can keep them there. Again, the Radical Truth Summit, everyone is it is a free event. There are 14 speakers right now. We're working on a special guest and you basically you we send you a video every day. You have 48 hours to watch it unless you're a vip, which is only $27 right now.
Yep.
And that's to you can videos will be there for forever, for as long as
That's
you
to
want.
cover the cost of doing it,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that. And yes, so and all the yeah when I each time.
So is the
Oh
video
gosh.
that we did live on Wednesday up still
Still
on,
up?
on
Ooh, we're
YouTube?
gonna find that out right now. Hold on a second. I
I
don't
think
know.
it'd probably be a good idea if we looked at that.
Probably to find out. And we were a little more naughty today with our words. They don't some people don't like us talking. Yeah, it looks like looks like it's still up.
Okay, good.
Streamed 2 days ago. So there's one on Wednesday. We get a little bit more in detail on kind of her history and some of the things that she's been doing. Y'all, so if you don't know, like her first episode will tell you a little bit more about Kimberly's history. Her book, Unveiling Shadows of Coercive Control, you can grab it on Amazon. It's available right now. The Can you tell I'm a marketer? I'm doing all the sales. She's like, I just want to save humanity. And I'm like, we have to. Okay, sorry.
Since I don't have a job, then they probably won't let me gain employment.
No, well,
And
they took her business.
they stripped me of all of my assets. It's been such a pleasure. I
They
love
took
it.
her business. They took I mean, like, guys, this is no joke. This woman went from a very I mean,
It's like hell on
how do
earth.
I say this? She went from a very well-to-do lifestyle that she built herself, mind you, all on her own. This woman literally has been pretty much raising herself since she was 7 years old, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Are
The
you
first time
crazy?
I skipped school, I was 4 years old. I
So
was
she
in
was in
kindergarten.
kindergarten and she's like so she well to do, built her own businesses, she had to move. She lived guys, she lived in a hotel and maybe I shouldn't be well, I don't give a shit.
You
Sorry.
can see
She
it.
lived in a hotel for what, 3 months in a extended stay because she needed to get the F out of Salt Lake City. But like and now then her business literally almost in 2 days. Somebody came in and she was gonna sell her business.
Yeah,
which
I
was
just
going
had
to
to close
help
it.
her survive.
Yeah.
Guys, she was depending on this to help her survive while she's here, doing this. Like, this is what she wants to do with her life, is to advocate and build this for this community for everyone. And then literally in 2 days, she went from, I'm going to sell my business, I'm going to have some resources to be able to survive for a while I do this. And then 2 days later, again, I call her. She didn't call. She doesn't tell us, guys. She doesn't tell, her these types of struggles, guys. But 2 days, her business was gone.
Yeah.
Like, nothing. She had. It's insane.
Yeah, thank
So,
good goodness for Igor, because if he wouldn't have been in my life, I wouldn't be here. Like, literally. We were probably a lifeline for each other, if you could say that, in the TI community, because I met him at the Targeted Justice Rally in Colorado last August. And so, when you are a target yourself and your spouse isn't really targeted and isn't aware, there is kind of a comfort in being able to have a conversation with someone, um, to justify the way that you're feeling. He and I mostly laugh about it because at this point, all of these people are cowards. And in my opinion, like this guy that I watched earlier today, as another targeted individual on Geeko Pecco's Substack, they're pussies.
what?
That's what he calls them in his video. And so I'm going to say the same thing. It was funny.
Moon, if you have them, I love that you guys are talking to each other. Okay, this is kind of what get her. She's bringing this community together. So thank you, like, for supporting each other, talking to each other. I was married to my handler. Kimberly's handler is an FBI agent,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, wow. I could say, I mean, I could talk to you for decades. But I have a boy calling me saying, "Mom, you're supposed to pick up my best friend." Oh, I didn't mean to say sorry.
That's a normal parent's response. Yeah, you can say it like that. It's fine. All right, everybody, stay strong. You
Oh,
got
stay
this.
strong. You've
Stay
got this.
strong. You're
We
welcome,
are
Lori.
planning on doing this, guys, on a weekly basis. So if you liked this, we want to
Let us
know,
know.
because we're thinking about just doing this on a weekly basis and talking to you, so definitely check out her Radical Truths Summit. It's everywhere, guys. Just look on our YouTube, or KimberlyMosby.me. That's kind of her bio page where you can access all of her socials. Should they not be taken down? Can you tell I'm a little butthurt about that?
Yeah, I am too. But then again, it's like it's positive in a way because that's when you know that you've really struck a nerve, is when you get your stuff taken down.
Oh, hold on. This would make now I want to cry. Hold on. It's gonna go down in a second. Here, we're gonna do this again. Two nice persons talk about things who nobody wants to talk about because it's a problem for the
For our
government.
government. Yeah.
We're two nice people talking about things people. Well, I think that is what resonates. He's got that. This is what resonates. Like,
Yeah.
why you resonate with people
Yeah.
is because when you talk about these topics, when somebody talks about these topics, like, again, the first thing that went in my head is this woman is fucking crazy. She's a conspiracy theorist. Like, that's the first thing that went through my head. And then I realized how amazing you are. But I think it's because they can relate to you because you're classy. You're speaking, in an educated fashion. You're not just, throwing your anger out, because she is pissed, guys. She's pissed, but she's not throwing her anger out like that. She's really, just trying to share and build a community. And I think, Kimberly, that's why people resonate with you, is
Oh,
because you do it in such a classy fashion. You are trying to educate people. I'm so freaking proud of you. Like, guys,
thank you.
everybody,
So
where is this summit? I'm gonna drop it. It's virtual. Madison
it's a
Matson.
virtual.
It's
It's
virtual. You
yeah.
can so
Watch
it's
it for
it's
the first
basically
48
set up.
hours.
Yeah, it's basically set up so that there's 14 days We will send you a link to a video. Again, these videos are too sensitive to publish on social media. So it's behind our firewall, our system. So you just register at Radical Truths Summit, TRUTHS Summit. Again, links are everywhere. I'll try to drop them in the comments, I think. Oh, I can message everyone. Cool. I'll drop it here in the comments. And then basically we send it for the free. You get 48 hours to watch the video. There is a community there. You can chat, you can share your story. This is all behind closed doors, and only people who register um are, can have access to these videos. So I'm dropping the link in there. You become a target the more. And hold on, she told me this is going to happen. You become a target more and more if you talk about it. She told me first day.
Yeah, I said I, I
Yep.
don't I don't care. They probably will, unless I become sovereign, which I'm working on recording my paperwork on Monday. And because then they remove your DNA from the corporation, and then they can't touch you because you're back at the land and soil, which is your natural birthright. So I am
Okay,
going
but
to
they
do.
can't. They're gonna take it out just because you sign up for something else? Like, isn't that impossible? Isn't it everywhere?
No, it's not. So that's why I'm doing a video series about becoming an American state nationalist. One lady said on one of my videos, "Oh, I filed the affidavits and then they targeted me harder." Well, filing affidavits isn't going to get you what you need. I've been working, and I work fast, for 2 weeks on this, and I'll be able to record my paperwork at the land recorder's office on Monday. So I will break it down piece by piece for you. I had to go with a little bit different style of a package and pay a little bit more because I owned a business. And so
Oh.
I'll walk you through it step by step, a piece by piece, and claim your natural birthright. That's the only way you're going to get out of the program. And you won't have to pay taxes
They put an invasive moth in
in
my
my
hair?
home. Yeah. So we're going to go back to Dr. James Giordano for just a minute, where he
Okay.
said, "Bugs, drugs, and bioweapons. I can make anyone do, say, think, feel any way I want them to." So he
That
teaches
that's
at
the video
West
that's on your
Point Military.
website, right?
Yeah, the video's on my website. It's all over. He's all over. Some people put him in a more positive light than I do, but I certainly think that he's kind of a narcissist myself.
Drugs, bugs, and bioweapons. I can make you do, say, or think anything I want you to.
Yeah.
But that's kinda like this is what we're talking about in the whole summit, right? And,
Yeah.
is all the different ways that they can make you do, say, or think whatever they want you to,
Yeah.
which I just don't get the fucking why. Excuse my language,
I
guys.
know you
I'm an
always say that
Irish
because
Honda.
because you're not evil. That's why.
Well,
That's why you
thanks.
think that the way that you do, because it takes you a minute to wrap your head around. No, they're not doing that. Oh, yes, they are. And it's not good. But that's why you think that. Why? It's basically, well, I'm going to say it, genocide or population control, however you want to put it.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. It does, when you join and you chat and you engage, it reminds us that we're doing something for a reason. It's really actually making a difference. Like it really is, when you tell us. Because otherwise, again, Kimberly always says, I'm risking my life doing this. I'm risking, meaning my head's in the
Yeah.
sand.
Yeah.
She's risking. So the fact that you guys like cheer her on all the time. I mean, all the time. I'm starting to compile. So if you guys have something nice to say, I'm starting to compile a video because, I try to, I want to make sure she sees consistently. So I'm trying to make a video that like has all of these amazing comments so that when she has moments of doubt, what she has. But it's your messages, guys. It's your words that keep her going every day. That and me.
Yep.
I got to
True
make
on
it
both
about
counts.
me.
Yes, true on both counts.
Kimberly looks like an Indian. You look like an Indian today. Do you have
Yeah,
Indian? Do you
I
have Indian background or in
Native
you?
Native
You
American.
look
Apparently, I
Native
have
American.
Cherokee and Lakota. Lakota is uh, Sioux. You know, the white man named the Lakota Indians Sioux
Oh.
Indians.
But made me so much stronger. So I thank them for that. I love that freaking mindset. Yes, you
Yep.
are a target. You are a survivor.
Survivor. That's when you
You
move
are a
to Survivor, from being a targeted individual to being a targeted survivor is when you say they pushed me to the other side of what they thought that I was going to, and then you become a targeted survivor. They
Oh,
unleashed the
oh, I got
tiger
goosebumps. They unleashed the tigress.
and the
Oh, I got
tigress.
goosebumps. Okay, well, we love you guys, all of you. Stay strong. You've got. Oh wait, no, wait, hold on. Pure evil churches. Yeah, she talks about churches a lot.
Yeah.
Um, because of the earrings. Yes. Yeah, well, okay, guys. Kimberly. Oh,
Thanks,
see.
Patrick.
Sorry. Yeah, well, she always dresses to a T. Even when she like wakes up in the morning, she's like all cute. And she's always like just class act. Class act and looks adorable. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
he's like, "Mom, come get me."
Okay.
So
All right.
we love you
Everybody
all. Thank
stay
you.
strong.
We'll let you know when we do this next, probably once a week. We're gonna do it. We're gonna have fun. If you like it, if you
Yes.
think that you just want her, that's okay. Obviously, she'll still do her own in her interviews, but I
Yeah,
won't take
I like
offense.
it. I like you on here with me.
Well, it gives us our FaceTimes, right? We were gonna do FaceTime Fridays when she moved because it was like one of the most tragic things that's ever happened to me. Kidding. Okay. Love you all. Thank you so much. We will
Love
see you
you.
again soon. Don't forget Radical Truths Summit. I'm going to drop it in here one more time, guys. Free event. Things you're not going to hear elsewhere. Okay. All right. We'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.